Hello YouTubers. I'd like to share with you some simple ways how I save money on my bills. Um, First of all, I explained that I was appalled at how much money I was losing when I started keeping track of my budget, which by the way I highly recommend keeping track of a budget. That helps greatly as well. But when I noticed I wasn't renewing my contracts, everything from electrical, garbage service, insurance, cell phones, you name it, and it adds up. So I think the simplest way how I save money on my bills is I make sure I renew my contracts right when they're up. And luckily I caught on to this through my budget. I make notes in my budget of when my contract's up for, especially like my electrical, my phone. I still have a home phone I use because the hurricanes that come through here, instead of trying to use my cell phone, I like to use a home phone to call family, which is important for me during the hurricane times. But that's something I need to think about too, because I'm paying extra money for the option of long distance, and I never use it, but except when hurricanes blow in. So really, I should make sure that I really need to take that off. And now that I think about it, there's something I need to do right now with that as well. But yes, the simplest way is just I make sure all my contracts are renewed, and I go down the line and because I keep my budget in a spreadsheet. There's a template. I think it's probably an older template through Excel, and I've been doing it for a while, and I just keep track of everything, and I know. Now also, yeah, like I said before, I was appalled because what really frustrated me is, my time's worth something to me, and it's not just about the money, even though that's important too. But I was like adding it up just for one. I was like, okay, if I go 3 months over without renewing a contract, say for your electrical, it's quite a bit of money. And let's just say when I call to renew it, how long does that actually take? 10 minutes at the most. If I could make that amount of money in 10 minutes time, I'd be doing this all day long. So that's what frustrated me. I was like, wow, I need to make sure. And plus, take all the contracts you have, and let's just say you go even 2 months over on each of them. If you wrote it down on paper or added it up in Excel, that would probably bum you out. So I make sure all my contracts are renewed now that I'm more aware of it. And here in Texas, I think it's there's a website. It's a .org, Power to Choose. That's what I go through, and for my electrical. And what I do is I kind of choose the service I kind of like anyway. I won't mention any names, but I'll call them up and say, well, these guys are doing this, this is the cheapest. And you got to watch it too, because you can go and find the cheapest electrical plan, but money is money. After you add up everything, and they'll say something this much per kilowatt hour, but with everything else that's added up, are you really saving money? I'm not wanted to just say, okay, I got the cheapest rate to make myself feel good, and then turn around and spend more money or break even anyway. No. I need to know. So a lot of times I'll call and say, well, can you match this or something? And they may surprise you and say, yeah, we can match that. We have this deal. And they have some kind of goofy stuff too. Well, on the weekends you make less. Now that I don't bother keeping track with. I'm like, look, just give me a cheap rate. So all of that too. There's other ways, and that may be another topic. Like family plans for cell phones. That's some simple ways to save money. Oh yes, and before you renew your contracts, I make sure I shop around first. Another good example, my home insurance and my auto insurance, I don't tie them together, and they're two separate companies, but they're brokers, and their job is to actually find the cheapest deals. Even though a lot of people say you can get like an umbrella policy or what have you, which hey, that's probably a good idea too. But I'm just sharing what I do. I choose part of my escrow account. There's a brokerage that every year shops for the cheapest insurance, and they do really well. They actually kind of automatically update it for me. They're very hard to compete with. I'll put it that way. Same with the auto insurance. They've been doing pretty good too. They may be able to do a little bit more. I'm pretty tight, you know. But they're doing pretty good too. They're a little bit more of a hassle, I noticed, than my home insurance. But yeah, I don't play around. I make sure I keep all this up. You know, my time's worth it, and it aggravates me through my own irresponsibility and procrastination. You know, that I don't renew these contracts and save the money. That's just throwing money away. You know, and no. I want to keep as much as I can. Also, the bottom line is it helps on my budget at the end of the year. This is some of the strategies that I use to reduce expenses, and with the bills I can monitor them monthly, and then annually I like to see if I can make some, you know, as much cuts as I can. And actually, my electrical provider, even though I just said I monitor it monthly, they pretty much let me know. I do believe maybe it is monthly or possibly weekly. Gosh, I should know the facts before I broadcast this. You have to excuse me. But they pretty much let me know quite often where I'm at in comparison with last month's and how much I'm going to save and what have you. And that's good too. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you. This isn't advanced or anything. It's just common sense and a little bit of discipline. And you know, the only thing I'm gonna really suggest is keeping good records. You know, that's why I came across through it, because it happens to be in my budget. And in Excel, and I should make a video on that as well. In Excel, I have you know, in my sales notes, and when I highlight it, it tells me. So every month when I pay a bill, you know, it has all my information in there, when my contract's over, when to renew it. Also, like who may be the competition or what have you. But anyway, I hope this helps you out, and I bid you a good day or good evening or what have you. Until next time, you take care. I hope this helps. Thank you. Bye.